Today's quick question comes from Adam in Tampa, Florida. He wrote asking, Susan, I'm about to turn 59 and a half, and I know that's when I can start taking money out of my 401k without penalties. But should I? I'm still working, I'm healthy, and I'd love to travel while I'm young enough to actually enjoy it. But part of me feels guilty spending any of it. What do you think? Adam, this is such a great question, and I'll be honest with you, I'm getting close to that age myself, so this has been on my mind too. So this isn't just about money. It's about that kind of tug of war between living now and actually feeling secure later. So let's break it down. So after 59 and a half, you can finally take money out of your 401k without that 10% early withdrawal penalty. But this is what you have to keep in mind. If it's a traditional 401k, you still owe regular income taxes on whatever you take out, since that money's never been taxed before. The only time your withdrawals are tax-free is if they're from a Roth account, because you already paid taxes on that money when you put it in. So before 59 and a half, touch it early, you get penalized. After 59 and a half, you can finally access it freely. It sounds super liberating, right? It is, but it's not a green light to just start draining your savings just yet. So here's where a lot of people actually kind of get tripped up. If you are still working and you plan to for another few years, your 401k is still growing tax deferred. That means your money is compounding without you paying any taxes on it, which is really the best kind of growth, right? So let's say, and I'm not sure what Adam has in his 401k, he didn't say it in his submission, but let's just say you've got $600,000 in there. If it keeps growing at 6% a year for the next 7 years, that's close to $900,000 without adding another dime. So if you don't need that money right now, leaving it alone can honestly make a huge difference. But if you do want to enjoy some of it, like Adam said he does, there's a smart way to do that too. So let's talk about that. So here's where the heart comes in. After decades of working, saving money, raising kids, of course, it's only natural to start thinking, when do I actually get to enjoy what I've built? I say this all the time. I mean, I feel like I deserve it, right? And I'm sure you're feeling this too. Maybe you've always dreamed of seeing Italy or taking your kids on one big family trip before they're just too busy with their own lives. My kids are all in their 20s, one's engaged, one's probably going to be engaged, and one is still in college. So I'm thinking, should we just do this? Should we just bite the bullet? I mean, I'm going to be 59 and a half soon. And so, yeah, I totally get where Adam's coming from. So, when you're feeling good, you're healthy, you're active, and you finally have some breathing room, you're like, should I do this? Should I tap into this? So yes, there's absolutely a case for living now while you can. You just don't want to sabotage your future self in the process. So if you decide to dip in after 59 and a half, these are the things that you really should keep in mind. You still owe taxes. Even though the penalty's gone, withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income. So say that you want to take out $20,000 for a big family trip, and you're in that 22% tax bracket. You're going to owe about $4,400 in taxes, so you're really only going to get around $15,600. So watch your tax bracket. If you are still earning a salary like Adam is, adding withdrawals on top can actually bump you into a higher tax bracket. That's why so many financial planners really suggest that you just wait until your income drops, maybe the first year after you actually retire. Now, if you're watching this and you're not near retirement age, but you're thinking about making good investments, consider a Roth 401k or an IRA, because if you've been investing in a Roth, those withdrawals could be tax-free after you turn 59 and a half, but only if the account's been open for at least 5 years. So you do have some time if that's a choice for you. The other thing you could do is just take partial withdrawals. You don't have to take a giant lump sum. Maybe you just take just enough to go on that dream trip of yours or whatever you want on your bucket list. Then just leave the rest to grow. Think of it as sampling your freedom, not spending it all at once. Here's what I tell people. You worked too hard to never enjoy your money, but you also worked too hard to outlive it. So the answer isn't either or, it's really like a balance. So if you are tempted to start traveling or you want to start checking off some of your big life goals, just try building right now a fun fund. This is going to be outside of your 401k. So you want to put a little aside each month in a high yield savings account. So when you do hit 59 and a half, you can enjoy life without touching your future. Because the goal isn't to die with the biggest account, it's to retire with no regrets. So what happens if your 401k is your only savings and you don't have a savings account full of cash just sitting around to be your fun fund? So here's what I would say about that. First of all, don't beat yourself up. You've done something a lot of people have not. You've actually saved for retirement, even when life was so expensive. That's huge. So if your 401k is your only savings, think of it as a safety net, not a checking account. You could explore a 401k loan. This is a good option if your plan allows it. You could be borrowing from yourself and then you pay it back with interest. That goes right back into your account. Or maybe start small. Delay those big withdrawals for just a few more years while you can. Even 2 or 3 extra years of growth can really make a big difference in how long that money lasts. And when the time does come to start actually using it, take it out slowly. Financial planners often suggest withdrawing around 4% a year so your savings can stretch through retirement. The goal isn't perfection. It's just about balance. If you've worked this hard your whole life, you deserve to enjoy it, totally. The trick, though, is to do it without putting your future, you, at risk. So to answer Adam's question, yes, you can tap into your 401k at 59 and a half without penalties. But should you? Only if you've run the numbers and you understand the taxes. And most importantly, if it helps you to live a life that you won't regret later. So before I go, I do have one favor to ask of you, and that is to please hit subscribe. As you know, there's so much noise out there. I've seen it. You've seen it on social media. People calling themselves experts, but they're not actually doing the work. I have spent my career fighting for consumers, uncovering scams, and getting millions of dollars back for consumers. So think of me as your personal consumer reporter. So please hit subscribe. Tell me what you want to know, what you are struggling with, and I will go find the truth for you. That I can promise. I'll see you next time.